Hey guys, Jason here with some quick tips and tricks for those of you that have asked the question before, and we get this question a lot, that those of you that want to use pads but either don't have a person maybe that can manage that, or wonder who can manage triggering those pads, or maybe you don't have expensive equipment like Ableton or a MacBook to run something like Ableton on the stage, or who in the world would trigger that in the first place? Is it the drummer? Is it the keyboardist? Who is it? Or maybe you're just lost at how you can do that. Well, I want to show you a quick and effective way that you can use that, even starting this weekend, using something that many of you already have. Now, we've done surveys before and figured out that the vast majority of you guys are already running ProPresenter. So if that's what you're running, then this is going to be something great for you. If you're not running ProPresenter, no fear. Many of the popular presentation softwares have features that allow you to do this too as well. So we're going to show you on ProPresenter, and hopefully you'll be able to figure out something very similar on whatever you're using to run slides within your church. And this is a great way that you'll be able to use pads and implement those and trigger those using whoever's running your media. So this is a great way to do that. So take a look. All right, so here we go. I'm going to just kind of use I'm using my handy dandy iPhone as a camera today, so hopefully you'll be able to make sense of this. So here we are, just in our ProPresenter arrangement. We're having our youth lead us. We call them our Grace Student Ministries here, and this weekend they're going to be introducing a new song by Urban Rescue to us. And they're not going to be using keys. The young lady that plays keys upstairs will be playing on our grand piano. You can't see it up there, but our grand piano, we have grand piano and keys, but she can't play both at the same time. So she preferred to play grand piano, because right underneath the song Kaleidoscope, I don't know if you've heard it, it's a great song by Urban Rescue, they're going to be doing 10,000 Reasons. Well, they've done a great job of arranging both of these songs in the key of G, so they can both flow back to back together. Well, sometimes, especially when you're teaching younger groups of worship leaders how to transition songs, a great way of doing that, some of the struggle that they have is, what's the awkwardness? Do I speak between songs? How do we transition those? Is it one of those harsh start stops? So one of the things they're really doing well at is learning how to segue in between those songs. And one of the ways that we can do that is with pads. So one of the things that they're going to do this weekend is use a pad to segue in between those. And we'll talk here in a little bit on We Lead Worship about pads, where you can get those. For the Record Worship Tutorials is a great place that you can go to get some great sounding pads. In any case, let's skip right ahead here, and I'll show you how we do this. So you can create different slides. We already know that. If you're looking for a tutorial on how to create slides, it's probably not going to be the place. We can go back and revisit that. But for now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy this slide that I've got here. Probably helps if I look at my screen, not my camera here. I'm just going to go in here and paste this to where we can get another one. And all I've done is just given me an extra slide here. So I'm going to go in here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to make new group. Now you'll notice over here that I've got these things over here that say pad cue and pad kill. So what I've done is I've gone in here. I believe, if memory serves me, that I can go in here. New group and other, and I believe I can create label and make a color for it and call that. So I just made it white and I called it pad Q. I made another one and called it pad kill, and I can't recall the color, but just check what yours are labeled. When I say labels, you notice that some of these are ending. You've got interlude, bridge, and they're different colors. So check what you're currently labeling yours and label it a different color to where you know what you're looking for there. So in any case, that's where those are. So again, I'm going to go here, I'm going to go down to new group, and I'm going to go over here to pad Q. That's what I'm going to call this. Now I'm going to put this here. I usually put it right after the blank, because the blank is the one on our particular instance that puts the copyright information on the screen. In this case, we've just put this song in, so we haven't yet put the copyright information on. Okay, so I usually put it here because we establish the song first, then we may put the pad in. I'll show you where the pad goes and how to implement that in just a moment. But first, we want to know where that pad's going to end at. So the sound will start here, and we've decided that we want the sound to stop after this song in 10,000 Reasons. So we're going to come over here, and I'm just going to take, again, I'm going to copy this one. It's irrelevant which one I copy, but we're going to take it after this one, and I'm just going to paste this one, and there we go. And again, I'm going to right click on that. I'm going to do new group, and I'm going to call this one pad kill. All right. Now in this one, we can go ahead and make an action here. And what we're going to do is we're going to right click on this one. And this one, what we're going to do is we're going to go to add cue, add clear action cue, and we're going to go to clear audio. So what that will essentially do is no matter what audio we put in here, it's going to clear the audio that's being played. All right, so let's put this in action over here. So we're going to go here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up simply a Finder window. And I've got various pads that I've collected from all over the place. So let me go over here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to look up one that I've got. It's called Warm Serene, and I know you can't really see this right now. I'm focusing on typing in my stuff. I know that I'm going to be doing this in the key of G. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to drop it right on top of this guy. And that's all I'm going to do is I'm just going to drop it right there. And once I drop it, and I'm going to go back into here to where I can see this. If I'm going to go here, I'm just going to put my kaleidoscope background. Hey, it's a song Kaleidoscope. We might as well make it a kaleidoscope background, right? And as soon as I hit this, now we have a pad that starts. So now if they're playing in the key of G, then all of a sudden we get this. In the chaos you see glory, from the wreckage light is shining through. So open up his way. So there you go. So now we're in the key of G. So let's say we go through all of these slides, blah, 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 blah. We'll come down here, and let's say we even get to here. We're in the last deal. To love me, my kaleidoscope. And we get to the end of that song, and then we're going to go to the next one. The slide operator goes to the next one to establish 10,000 Reasons. So they hit this one, and now we're into 10,000 Reasons. And now we get, bless the Lord, oh my soul, oh my soul, worship his holy name, sing like never before. All right, so we've gone through all through this song, and we're at the end. I worship your holy name, I worship your holy name. So we're going to hit this one, and what we get is this. So now keep in mind, whenever you do the kill, it is almost a fast kill. You hear the difference. Let me go ahead and start the pad again. So the pad starts in a kind of a nice slow build, because that's the way that the MP3 itself starts. But whenever you hit a kill, it's kind of quick. So what I encourage our sound operators to do is to take, and once it starts, instead of having the board operator kill it, that they ride the sound down over here as opposed to killing it. And then once the sound is clear, that the front of house operator gives the all clear to say, all right, sound clear, and then they can clear it here from the board, move on to whatever the next slide is here, in this case, Mighty to Save. Hope that makes a lot of sense. Hope you're able to get something out of that, and hope that you're able to be even using this weekend in your services, and hope it's beneficial to you. Love you guys. Remember, you're placed where you're at and calling, because God has called you to be leaders, and what a blessing it is to be leading and serving the King of Kings. Have a great and blessed day.